Okay, so how many of you are like using SketchUp already or any other 3D modeling software like Revit or 3D Max, SketchUp?
Actually, I'm trying Revit.
Okay, and others? Like how many of you are already into 3D modeling? Because see, the way I am teaching you AutoCAD, it is not actually any systematic way. You obviously know that, because if you want to learn AutoCAD properly, you need to know all these systematic approach, like all the commands and all those. Like it is explained on the in the PDF already, right? But I am doing because most of you are, I think 90% of you are already well, like comfortable with AutoCAD, like you guys are already using it. That's why I'm skipping those very basic typical parts, right? But maybe many of you are not introduced to 3D modeling. So in case of 3D modeling, we'll go with the very basics, like from ABCD and all those things. So that's why I'm asking that how many of you are already into 3D modeling? Like you are using it, or this is the first time you have never used it, or maybe you are already using it. So I need to know that. Okay, so I guess everyone is new to that.
Sir, I just started using SketchUp.
Okay, fine. So we'll go with the very basics, and SketchUp will be introduced from Wednesday, I guess. And today and tomorrow will be the last session on AutoCAD. So basically, Himanish is with us. So Himanish, this is the plan you have sent me. So I think there was a requirement of 3 BHK on the first floor, but I see you have provided only 2 bedrooms and 1 study room kind of thing. And you have provided a huge living room. That's good. I mean, like if there is a requirement, it is fine. But at the same time, you are providing a dining room plus kitchen, and that too in this corner, northeast. This is completely, against the vastu, and I don't think that this is also very good place to locate your kitchen. So you can swap this bedroom with kitchen, and also I'll suggest you to shift this study room in somewhere in the west side.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can do that. And yeah, and try to like provide 3 bedrooms, because I think there was a requirement of 3 BHK on the first floor, and you are having plenty of space actually. That's why.
Yes, sir.
And you can do that easily, like by adjusting this living room and all these things. Okay. So anyone else who is willing to show their first floor plan, or else I will move back to AutoCAD.
Actually, I have about that first floor plan. In the ground floor, we take we take plot area as the total area. Suppose the plot area is here it is 1800 square feet, and our construction area is leaving all those parts and all those offsets and all those things. The remaining part is our construction area, means where we will put the concrete bricks and all those things. But in the first floor, whether we need to consider the balcony and all those things as a part of construction area, or we can leave that.
Definitely. See the portion, even the portion you are using for garden, that will also be like considered as your built up area. Your built up area means the area that you will be using for building your house or building your particular structure. That is your built up area or construction area, whatever you say. So for example, in this particular plan, this gray line, this is the complete site actually. But you can see this red portion, this is the actual built up area. This front portion is empty. And in my case, all the parts, like this is, I have shifted this a bit down. The first floor, second floor, third floor, each floors are up to this portion only. But in your case, you are providing also room in this portion. So that will also come under your built up area. So don't worry about that. Obviously, you will be like leaving the space empty for garage and parking and gardening, all those stuff. But in the first floor, you'll be construction over this portion as well.
Okay, thank you. That was my confusion. Thank you for
Yeah,
clearing.
obviously you will use that because that's why we have asked you to provide 3 BHK in the first floor. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So, and then talking about so yesterday we were discussing about the align command, right? And today I'll show you that how powerful this command is and what are the various types of function or what are the various features you can use by this align command. For example, let us take this. Okay, let's suppose I'm importing a particular drawing. Okay, so suppose this is, instead of this I can use one of your plans actually. Let me just find that. Suppose someone has drawn this. Who did this drafting? I mean this drawing. Whatever. So like if you are doing it, okay, see this is the drawing. Now if you are doing your rough sketching, like as per scale, not exact scale, maybe you are doing it by hand, that is completely fine. But as I think ma'am also explained this, but I'm again telling you, because for example, this I don't know whether this is as per the scale. I mean if this is 9 feet, then this is whether this is exactly 18 or double of it. But at least what you can do actually, so you can refer this plan and draw how you can do that. For example, this is in feet and inches. Let me take a drawing which is in millimeters. So that's why I opened that plan. Suppose this plan. This is also not showing the dimension. Yeah. See now, this is a elevation drawing basically. So suppose you want to draft it, right? So this particular image is already in, scale. Obviously, this is a scale drawing, and with proper dimension. That means this 1000 and 1200, 2100, all are in ratios, proper ratios. So why this is useful? In many of the cases when we will be picking up new projects, maybe the plan of the building or the elevation of the building is already drafted, or maybe the plan of the building is already drafted by someone else, and you are doing only the interior designing part. So for that also you have to first draft it, right? And maybe the client is not having the DWG file, that means the AutoCAD file. So you have to again draft it. And what happens if you draft something not exactly as per the previous plan? Some major changes or minor changes will be there, and that can cause some kind of problem and confusion during the execution of the particular your design. So in that time, what can you do? You can ask your client that, sir, whether you can provide a picture of the plan that you are having. Okay, so suppose he is providing you this kind of drawing, a simple picture that he clicked, right? So now you need to redraw this particular thing again in AutoCAD, and that too with exact dimensions. So what can you do at that time? So just simply you know how to insert this. Go to insert and click attach, and you can find your file and simply import the image into AutoCAD. So now what you will do, just go to simply take a line, and with the line command you take any of the existing lines. For example, the dimensions are not properly shown here exactly. Again, I have to take another, actually let me take a plan. So see, yeah, the dimensions are shown here. So what you need to do, first you take any of the lines. For example, I am taking see, for suppose, let me take, yeah, this line 800, sorry, 8600. So I'm taking a line, I'll simply draw a line which will be 8600, 8600, and this drawing is in mm, and my sheet is also, the units are in mm. So you can see this is the, oh my god, this is so small. I need to scale this drawing. Still it is very weak. Yeah, fine. So suppose you want to exactly draft this thing from this image. It happens many of the time, like you have a image and you have to drop the exact same thing, but you don't have the DWG file. And without the DWG file, you cannot proceed with the 3D modeling as well. So that's why you need to do that. So what you will do, simply take any of the dimension. For example, I'm taking this 8600 dimension. This one, and I'll simply draw 8600. Okay, this small line, this is my 8600 line. So now what I need to do, I'll kind of trace this particular image, right? So what I'll do, I'll simply select this image and align it. The same concept, but different application. So I'll simply click this to this end and then click here and to this end and enter. Yes. So now you see your image, right? This image had been scaled, and it is, if you, the image is, you know, kind of straight or something, it will anyhow align. So the image may be curvy, maybe distorted, but at least you will now get some kind of reference. Okay, you will draw upon this image and you can then delete this image, but at least your drawing, you will get some kind of reference. You will get to know whether you are drawing properly or not, right? So in case of plans, it will be more easier because you will have a proper image with all the dimensions showing on it. Okay, so if I do this with a plan, I think it will be more helpful for you. So let me take a plan. Actually, I was hoping to take a real picture. So as I'm not having it, let me consider a plan actually. So I don't have the image right now. Are you guys having any kind of images? Can you send any one of you, like share an image, the whatever you have plotted, a JPG file, so I can share that with you. Or else I need to convert this one of these with the. Yeah, actually I have one. Yeah, let's suppose this one. Again, this is not showing dimensions. Just hold on a second. Like any one of you, can you send me some kind of rough drawing or image that you have drawn in scale? Am I audible? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
I
any
can
one of.
use I'll send you through WhatsApp.
Okay, okay. Yeah, this is completely fine. You know, this is in feet and inches. You don't have in mm. Okay, fine. No problem. Okay, is it visible now? So this is basically a hand-drawn sketch by Stories. No problem. But even if this is in scale or not in scale, you don't have to worry, because if the client is giving you some this kind of hand-drawn sketch, or maybe the picture of that particular drawing where you are having all the dimensions mentioned, because obviously you need the dimensions. Without the dimensions, you cannot do it. But you need to draw a plan or make a plan which is already existing. So you need to draft it. So at that time, what you will do, this particular sheet is in so in that case we need to set our dimensions again into feet and inches, because this is in feet and inches. But let's say I'll, for this example purpose, I'll just consider that these dimensions are in meters. Okay, let's just assume that. Or else I have to again open a new sheet and set the dimensions into feet and inches. You want me to do in that way, or you can just, for example purpose, you can do it here? What do you say? How, the way you will prefer, I'll do it in the same way. So if the drawing is in feet and inches, you can, and you are trying to redraft the same plan, you have to create a new sheet, and in that new sheet you need to set the dimension, set your units as per the drawing units. So this particular drawing is in feet and inches. So basically I have to again draft it in feet and inches. Okay. So I'm just assuming that this is in meter for convenience purpose, just to show you the process. Okay. So what you need to do, for example, this line is showing that this is 50. Okay. So I'm gonna draw a line which is 50. So for that I need to first resize this, or else the line will not be that much visible. So simply I'm just yeah. So let's say this is 50 feet line. Okay. So in the same way, you can use the align tool to do this. So your align tool has this multiple type of functionality, and this is very useful tool. So now the drawing is somehow in scale with your line. Okay. So now I can easily do the rest of the things. For example, now I can easily draft other lines. For example, how much is this? Sorry, this is not visible. Tell me quickly, how much is this line, this side?
62 feet.
62 feet, right? So you can now easily draw it. 62. So see, it is exactly almost matching. Or even if it doesn't match with your exact drawing, don't worry, because the drawing is in hand. He has drawn in it with hand. and so you don't worry about matching all those, but still you will get a particular reference. And if the drawing is in scale, I mean it is a drafted drawing, so you will see it will exactly match with your drawing. So in that way you can easily draft these things, and you can proceed in the same way, right? So that is what I was telling you, like you can do it in this way as well. So see, if I now, some kind of delete this, you'll get the exact plan, and you'll get a reference. All the dimensions are all already shown here. So you don't have to always minimize your AutoCAD screen, then see the image, or you don't have to see the image in your phone and again draw it. You'll get it as a, reference in the screen itself. So this is the way you can revive old damaged drawings. Maybe you are working on a project which is already, the building was built in 50 years back. So maybe the drawings are almost damaged. So you can simply click a picture and take it to AutoCAD and start drafting in this way. Because if the dimensions are shown, you can do it. And even if the dimensions are not shown, just use your common sense, like what can be the size of the room or whatever. You can easily understand that maybe obviously all the dimensions will not be like hidden. Some of them will be shown, maybe some are not shown. For example, in many of the drawings the passage is not shown. So in that case you have to first do the rooms first, then after drafting the rooms you will get the passage width and all those things. Maybe you can also call the client that whether, sir, can you tell me the width of the passage you're having. But don't like always seek for information from the client. First try to do it from your end. The maximum, to what maximum extent you can do it by yourself. After that you can contact the client in the worst case if you are not getting any kind of dimension or something. So in this way you can easily draft it. Okay, and in actual scale this drawing will be in actually exactly. Suppose this sheet is in feet and inches, so obviously I'm doing it in feet and inches. Okay, so in that way, so you can easily do. For example, I'm again doing it. So this particular room is how much it is? 16 feet. So you can understand what I'm trying to say. See, it is exactly matching. So in this way you can do it, right? You can draft it easily. See, that's how you can do it. So you can revive your old plans and start working on them. So this was the another, what can you say, an example or use of align command actually. So using the same concept, I have drawn this particular footing details. So what I was having this particular image of footing, that was exactly same. That was exactly same as the client, because the client was because this particular project that I'm working upon right now is basically an extension of our existing building. So that particular building, which is already existing, it is some kind of the footings and all those positions are same. So I just simply took a photo of the existing drawing and traced it in the same way, because the contractor also told that he needed the footing to be exactly same, because it was just a continuous stretch being, you can see from this drawing there was an existing building in this portion, and then it was being extended up to this end. So this is the new proposed plan as per his site. So basically the soil is same, the plot dimensions are almost same, the beam column positionings are almost same, so the footing was supposed to be the same. So that's why I simply took the image and then traced it in the same way, and it exactly matched. These dimensions are not warped. These are exactly the same dimensions. So in this way you can do it. And one more thing, for example, you need to for the those who are in civil engineering, you guys need to submit a drawing which is some kind of this kind of drawing. Okay, so this is basically a A1 sheet. You can see in an A1 sheet you need to show all the details like the floor plan. Okay, the first floor plan, this is the roof plan, then the beam column plan, slab details, then the elevation and sectional drawings, then the staircase detail, beam column, all those details. This is a particular A1 sheet. Now why I am showing this to you, because when you'll be submitting your drawing, whether you are an architect or a civil engineer, if you are submitting some kind of floor plan, maybe you are submitting a floor plan, only a single floor plan. So in that case, you can submit it in A4 sheet, right? You will obviously provide a soft copy PDF maybe, but you also need to provide some kind of hard copy. So in that case, maybe you will print the plan on an A4 sheet, maybe you will print the plan on an A3 sheet, and maybe you will print the plan on an A1 sheet like this, the bigger sized chart paper you get in the market, that is A1 sheet. So what happens, for example, I have drawn this plan. Okay, suppose this one basically very typical first floor plan. Okay, so suppose, let me just measure this. Suppose how much will be this length? This is 261 millimeter. So see, this is a plan, this is an exact actual dimension. Okay, the plan you are seeing it, this is in exact actual dimension. So for example, if I see the length of this particular line, this is 60696 millimeter, exactly same. Okay, so this is in actual dimensions of the site, this particular drawing. Now I will print this particular drawing into an A4 sheet and submit to the client. So this text will be visible on that sheet. So if the client asks me that you need to submit this drawing in an A3 sheet, okay, so in that case, obviously, if this is your, let's say suppose this is a A4 sheet, okay, and your A3 sheet is actually, or let me just exactly draft it. Your A4 sheet size is 210 millimeter by 297 millimeter. This is the size of an A4 sheet. Okay, right? So if I'm gonna print my drawing on this particular sheet, so it will look something, the scale will be something, let's suppose it is, the scale is 1:100. Okay, the most of the people or most of you have already drawn the drawing in a single page. I assume that is almost a A4 page size. So you have shown the dimensions which is clearly visible. Okay, now if the client asks, or there is a requirement of doing the same plan in an A3 sheet. So A3, this is the size of an A3 sheet, that is exactly double of an A4 sheet. So this is your A3 sheet. Okay, so this is a A3 sheet. So you will, so now suppose this is the size of the plot. Okay, this is the plan, maybe this is my plan. So earlier I was showing this particular plan within an A4 sheet. The dimensions were clearly visible after printing. That is fine. Now I'm going to show it on a A3 sheet, the same plan. So in that case, maybe I'll rotate my drawing. Obviously, I'll rotate my drawing. And obviously, I'll not leave these blank spaces. I'll obviously scale it. Maybe not exactly, I cannot scale it in 2 times, maybe 1.5 times. Okay, so in this way, maybe I'll show the drawing, placing it somewhere here in the portrait view maybe. So what do you think that in this case, what should be the text heights? Because if you simply scale your drawing, okay, if this is your plan and you are scaling it, you'll simply select this and scale it to 1.5 times. So your text will also increase, your drawing obviously will increase, and your text heights, the size of the text will also increase to 1.5 times. So what will happen, it will look very, absurd, because excessive too much big fonts, create some kind of, it doesn't look very aesthetic. What can I say, it doesn't look very much pleasing, or it is actually, like mislead your drawing, because it will look very much, absurd simply. So as you see in this particular A1 sheet, if a person hold it, okay, in his hands, in using his two hands, so the text height should be properly visible within his naked eyes. And at the same time, if the same drawing is represented in A4 sheet or an A3 sheet, it should also be visible in the same way. So what I'm trying to say is that your drawings, the scale of your drawings may change, but your scale of the text heights, and its, the dimensions you are showing, it will not proportionally change with the scale of your drawing. Because your drawing, you can enlarge it or small it, but the text height is something which a person have to read from a certain distance. If your font is too much big, maybe you need to lay your drawing in the ground, and you need to stand. In order to read those fonts, you need to stand and read it from that much distance. Or maybe even it is very much smaller, then you will require a magnifying glass to read it. So that is not appropriate, right? It should be properly visible from a, certain distance of maybe 2 feet or 1 feet, like a standard distance. You hold it within your hands and you will easily read it. Okay. No, Apur, block is not an option. If you block it, yeah, it will be same. See, if you block it and scale it, it will be same actually. If you scale it, your drawing will scale 2 times, and at the same time your fonts will also will be scaled. So I'm telling you to avoid that. So what I'm suggesting you just, if you have some kind of drawings, or let me share it with you as well. So for example, this particular plan, is it visible? So this is basically a A4 sheet, okay. And if I exactly measure this, I'll get to know what is the height of this text. So as per I know, this height is around 2.5 millimeters. So after it will be printed on a, printed on a paper, if you measure it with a scale, this text height will be around 2.5 millimeter or 2.8 millimeter. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, if a 2.5 millimeter height is perfectly, readable with naked eyes, so your dimension should be 2.5 millimeter. If the drawing is printed on A4 sheet, your dimension should be 2.5 millimeter. If it is printed on A3 sheet, wherever it is getting printed, your text height or dimension should be same. Because the person is fixed, his viewing capacity, or his, what can I say, that in scientific terms, his focal length, that is fixed. More or less everyone is having the same focal length of 1.5 meter, I guess. Okay, for clear visible text heights. So you need to consider that thing. So even if I'm trying to print this on an A3 sheet, I'll double the size of the plan, but not the text. Or maybe even if I increase the text size, it will not be doubled. Maybe it will be 1.2 times or something like that. So it depends. What is the font size you are desiring to print on a paper? So this comes from a trial and error method. For your conveniency, maybe you prefer bigger style fonts, maybe you prefer small style fonts. So I prefer I have my own thumb rules. For example, I prefer that if a plan is being printed on an A4 sheet, where basically this is the, this is 210 millimeter and this side is 290 millimeter. Okay, this is 290 and 297, I guess, 297 millimeter, and this is 210 millimeter. So what I prefer, that this text height, okay, height of a single font, I prefer this as 2.5 millimeter, because I have printed different size text on a A4 sheet, and I have seen that 2.5 millimeter or 2.8 millimeter, this is very accurate if you hold a A4 sheet in your hand. I'm talking from a very practical point of view, because that is where the things change and play a big role. You guys may have already done so much of planning, so much of drawings, maybe you are already doing freelancing or whatever thing, but have you ever printed your drawings? If you try to print your drawings, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Just go and take out one of your plans, whatever you have plotted or drafted, and go to a Xerox shop and print it on an A4 sheet and on an A3 sheet. Obviously, the normal Xerox or photocopy shops, they will not be having the machine to print it in A1 sheet. No need to do that. Just print the same plan on an A4 sheet and on an A3 sheet, and you'll understand what I'm trying to say. So if you are holding a A4 sheet, you will hold it at a certain distance. Like for example, you are holding it from this distance. Suppose this is my A4 sheet and I'm holding it from this distance. So I need to have a certain text height which will be easily visible from this distance. And if I'm holding a A1 sheet, which is a bigger sheet, I'll hold it at a certain distance. Okay. So in that case, the text height will be different, but more or less this will be same. If this is 2.5 millimeter in actual, I'm talking about actual scale. If the text size is 2.5 millimeter in an A4 sheet, maybe in case of an A1 big sheet, it will be 3 millimeter, but not 4 times or 5 times of 2.5 millimeter. Like, are you guys understanding what I'm trying to say? If you are having any kind of doubt, you can ask me. Hello?
Yeah, understanding that.
Yeah, like if you are having any kind of doubt, please ask. I'm telling that in order to have a proper representation of your drawing, okay, because absurd text heights always affects your drawing. It actually hampers the beauty of your drawing. Your drawing may be superly, clean. Maybe you have used proper colors, proper combination. Maybe you have shown proper furnitures. You have shown so many things very well and very clean way, but still, in order to be the drawing technically right, you need to show the dimensions, the text, the lengths, separate things. So that particular text should be quite, clearly visible. It shouldn't be too short or maybe too small or too long or too large. So you need to understand that thing. So what I'm trying to say, in order to do that, you need to have that particular font size at 2.5 millimeter. So now the trick comes. Even if you now know that your drawing need to have a text height of 2.5 millimeter, right? So now you know already that, okay, sir is telling that I need to have my text size as 2.5 millimeter. Now the main part comes, that this particular drawing, it is having a side which is almost of length. Let me just measure it. The length of this particular drawing is 26,803 millimeter. That is almost 26.8 millimeter. Now I am gonna print this 26,000 millimeters within a A4 sheet. Obviously, I'll scale it. So if I show the dimensions in AutoCAD and set the text size at 2.5 millimeter, you can understand when it will be printed how small it will look. So here is the trick that is you have to do. You need to apply the trick. And what is that? So first you draw something in actual scale. Let's suppose I have drawn this in actual scale. I'm copying it elsewhere. Okay. The AutoCAD screen is visible, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the first floor plan, which is in actual dimension. So basically the length of this plan is 26 meter. So in order to, let's say I'm going to print this particular drawing in an A4 sheet. Okay. So first I need to draft an A4 sheet. That is 210 by 297. You can get the standard dimensions in Google also. Okay. So obviously this is very much small. So remember one thing, never ever scale your drawings. Okay. You will always scale this particular rectangular box. Never ever scale your drawings. You always do your drawings in exact proper scale. If you want to print it within an A4 sheet, just scale this particular A4 sheet box, but don't, scale your drawings. Remember that. So we have to just simply, let's say I'm scaling it 101. Yeah. So now see what happens. I have scaled it to 100 times. Still it is not getting fitted. So now maybe I need to rescale it as, maybe I'll again scale it 1.1 times. Yeah, it is somehow getting fitted. It is fine. Okay. So if now I make a PDF of this and print it, it will be exactly printed. So now the question comes that the dimensions I have shown here already. So what you need to do, first you draft your plan. Okay, the plan has been drafted. Then show the dimensions and how will you decide the text size. Because maybe in your drawing, you are when you are zooming in and showing it, it is being seen like this. Okay, if you right now, if you look at the screen, you will say that the text size are perfect, like it is looking nice, and obviously it is clearly visible, not too big or not too short. But how can you guarantee that? Because you will be ultimately printing it on an A4 sheet. So maybe after printing it will get very much small, because it will be printed in an A4 sheet, which is, and in real world maybe it will look very much small. So how will you decide this particular text height? So for example, in my case, let's see what is this text height. This text height is 280 millimeters. Okay. So what I have done, I have already decided first that I'll show the dimensions as 2.8 millimeters in an A4 sheet. Okay. I have decided that I'll show it as 2.5 millimeters in an A4 sheet, because I know from my experience or my practices that in an A4 sheet, if you show your major dimensions, because obviously you will be using 2 or 3 different text heights. For example, this particular text height, a bigger text height for showing the main title of the drawing, and a smaller medium-sized text heights for showing these, names and all those dimensions, and maybe a very small text height for showing minor things. Okay, so maximum 3. Use 3 different kind of text heights. Don't use more than that, because a lot of different size text heights actually, it is of no use. Maximum use 2 or 3. So in my case, I'm talking about the medium text height. So I have seen that 2.5 millimeter is quite visible enough, and it is good and gives a good feeling or to our eyes as well. when it is printed on an A4 sheet, right? So in this case, I have seen that my drawing is such a big in size that in order to accommodate it in within an A4 sheet, I had to scale my A4 sheet 110 times. First, I have scaled it in 100 times. Then I have scaled using 1.1. So basically, I have scaled it 110 times. Okay. So at the same time, so in order to show the text as 2.5 millimeters in an A4 sheet, here I have to show the dimensions or set the dimension text size in AutoCAD as how much? 2.5 millimeter into 110. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So how much is that? How much is that? 2.5 into 110. So that is 275. So that's why I have taken 280. You can set it as 275 as well. So I have set the dimensions as 280 because I know if I do it in this way, then when it will be printed, it will show as 280. And a major importance of this doing this thing, because maybe some of you can also say that there are already existing layout options in AutoCAD. You can set A4 dimensions and A3 dimensions there and do these things. But no, I suggest you to not go for these layouts. How many of you already know using these layouts? Just tell me. How many of you already know using these layouts?
Yeah, I'm using this layout for each and every elements.
Okay, good. That is good. But try to print those. Print those. Okay. Now what happens? See, that is very good thing. AutoCAD had introduced it, but for our purpose, you will print a single floor plan on an A4 sheet. Again, you will print this particular footing details on an A4 sheet. You will print this beam details on an A4 sheet. So if you do this using the layout, you will see, even if you set your text height same, for example, if I'm gonna set this, I'm trying to print this one beam details this much only within an A4 sheet, or maybe these two drawings within an A4 sheet. So what will happen when you will be submitting 5-6 drawing at a time in a bunch? On the first sheet, you are having the first floor plan. On the second sheet, you are having maybe this site plan. On the third sheet, maybe you are having this beam column details. So in the first sheet, the text height is this much. On the second sheet, the text height is this much. But in AutoCAD, both are 280. In AutoCAD, both are 280. But when you are printing it, it is showing different because you are using layout. Basically, what happens when you put something into layout, AutoCAD simply scales it. And that is the same thing when you will be doing it using block also. So block is not a solution to this. You will get to know this when you will print this. What I'm trying to say, it will be also clarified. So because this particular drawing, this is having a 26 meter length. I am showing a 26 meter element within a A4 sheet, and I want to show my text as 2.5 meter, 2.5 mm. Okay, but at the same time, I'm showing a beam details. Maybe the beam is 350 millimeter depth, and I'll show it in an A4 sheet. I'll obviously scale it, and it will be printed in a bigger size. But the text height should be same. That is where your drawings look professional. If you look at my drawings, I'll also exactly give you a very perfect example. I got this. Yeah. So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. For example, let me show you. This is my the project that I won. This is the project for INSDAG actually. Okay. We won this national award, civil designing challenge. It was on a steel, we had to design a food grain go down basically. So these were the 16 drawings that I prepared for the competition. Okay, so basically, as you can see, this is a general arrangement drawing. Then I have this different connection details and all those things. So you can see I have 16 different drawings, and if you see, I have put those things in different size boxes, and each of these drawings were printed on A3 sheets. Okay, and you will be shocked because now see, for example, this is a general arrangement drawing. You are having this text heights. You can see what is the size of this text, and if you look at here, the text heights, these are different. Okay, this text height is, for example, this is how much? This is 1348. Just look at this text height, 1348. Now, if I double click on this, this is 900. Okay, so so obviously these are two different sized, because this is smaller, that's why the text height here is 900, and this is bigger, that's why the text height here is 1348. So I'll now show you the PDF of this. So when it was printed on A3 sheet, okay, you can see all the text heights are same in each and every drawing. The text height you are seeing here, let me just show you those two examples side by side, you will understand. For example, in this drawing, you can see the text height. Okay, how much is this text height? And in the drawing, which one is this one? Yeah, just see, these are the text height. This is 500. Okay, 500 when it was printed on, because this is a PDF, this was exactly printed how it is showing on A3, PDF. It is printed exactly the same. So you can see within an A3 sheet, it is showing something like this. And in AutoCAD, the text height is 500. Okay, now let me show you another example of a different drawing. This one. Okay, you can see this small text height. Let's just see how much this is in AutoCAD. See, this is 1125. This is a practical example. The text height in this drawing is 1125. Okay, in drawing number 9, and the text height in drawing number 6 is 500. But in the PDF, you see both are same. This text height and this text height, both are same. So this is where your drawings, you take your drawings to a next level. Because all the draftings I have done in AutoCAD is exactly as per scale, as per actual original scale. So in a A3 sheet, sometimes I have to show the entire building, which is maybe of 26 meter length, and sometimes I have to show maybe only a single room detail, or maybe the drawing room seating arrangement, maybe only the beam details. So a smaller object will also be printed on an A3 sheet, and a very bigger object will also be printed on an A3 sheet. But the text height should be same in all the cases. That's how you achieve a kind of, add something to your value, to your professional drawing. Because a person who will see these different two drawings side by side, he will get a clear view and idea of how professional your drawings are. See, in all the drawings, they are in different scales, because if you see, the scales are already different. This drawing is in 1:10 scale. Then if I look at another drawing, the scale here is 1:350. This is 1:350, that is 1:10. But even if the scale is varying, my text heights are same in all the different PDFs. And I'm assuring you, you cannot do this using block or using layout or anything else. This is something which I personally, like, I had, what can I say? I have got the way by trial and error. And this is very simple, not like too much of, nothing very tough or new concept is there. Simply you have to imagine or understand within your mind that whatever may be my drawing size, my drawing scale, my text height should be same across all the drawings. So if my drawing is this much, obviously I need to, in order to represent that bigger drawing, I need to show the dimensions in bigger scale. But when it will be printed, it should look 2.5 millimeter. That should be your approach. So what will you do? Simply will just find that what should be the text size. So in this case, as I know that I'll basically print this plan on an A4 sheet, and in order to accommodate this complete drawing, I had to scale my A4 sheet 110 times. So obviously I'll set my text height, that is 2.5, which is in exact scale, into 110 times. So that is almost 275 millimeter. So in AutoCAD, maybe the text height is 275 millimeter, but when it will be printed, it will be shown as 2.5 millimeter. And even you can measure it with a physical scale. When it will be printed on an A4 sheet, you can measure it with a physical scale. The text height will be exactly 2.5 millimeter. And even if I show this beam detail within an A4 sheet, so in that case, let me just do it in front of you. So this is my detail. So now I need to print this on A4 sheet. Again, I'll draw one. This time 297 by 210, because I'll show it in horizontal direction. So I'm scaling it 50 times. Yeah, this seems perfect. Now I need to scale it further. Maybe 1.2 times more. Okay. Okay, so 50 into 1.5, that is 75. So you can see now it is like perfectly fit within an A4 sheet. So what will happen? You see this text height is 280, and this text height is also 280. Now science say, if I now make a PDF of this and print both the drawings, will the text heights be same on a printed sheet? In AutoCAD, both are 280. You can see this is 280 and this is also 280. This is also 280. Now, hello, Sayan, are you there?
Yeah.
So now, Sayan, there is a question. Anyone can also answer. As Sayan is interacting, that's why I'm asking Sayan, that if I print both of these drawings, this particular sheet is in 1:110 scale, suppose, and this particular sheet is scaled in 75 times. So I have scaled this as 110 times and I have scaled this as 75 times. And both the text heights, this is also 280 and here this is also 280. Now if I print both of the drawings on A4 sheet, will the text heights be same or different?
As the plan scale is different, I guess the text height will be different.
No,
Because,
forget about the forget about the plan. Let's suppose that there is no plan. There is a rectangular box which is exactly 110 times the size of an actual A4 sheet, and there is another rectangular box which is exactly the 75 times of an actual A4 sheet. And in both the boxes, there are text which are having the same text height. This is also 280. This is also 280. Now I will print this box within an A4 sheet, and like this is my entire A4 sheet, and I'll again print this as an A4 sheet. So will the text heights be same or different? That is my question.
no, text height will be same because it's in the same layer. If I create one layer text, and after then that after then that I put all the text, then it will be same because text in that layer, my all the scale will be same if I am putting it in a print sheet of A4.
Okay, just hold on. Just let me show you some proofs. I'll in front of you, I'll simply save both of this within a A4 sheet. Okay. So first, one second. So obviously, if I am making them or saving them within A4 sheet, so how it will be shown in an drawing? It will be, I mean, how it will be shown? The way it will be shown in a PDF, it will be printed as same, right?
Yeah.
So let me just save it within the desktop. Let's suppose this is the 110 times file. So we all know that both of these are having the same text height. This is also 280. This is also 280. Now again, I am saving this. And this is my 75 times. Now see let's see both of them. So this is the first one, and this is the second one. So I am setting both of them at 100%. Okay, this is also 100%. Let me just rotate it, and let's set this also as 100%. So this is your text height here, and this is your text height here. I think you cannot visualize it exactly. For that purpose, let me draw a line for you. So suppose this is the text height. I have drawn a small line here, and in the second PDF as well. I'm gonna draw a line here as well. This is the text height here. Can you visualize the difference? Whether these two are same or not? Just let me just say it. Both the drawings are set into 100%, as you can see. This is also in 100%. This is also in 100%. Whether the text heights are same or not, the text height as you are seeing here and the text height as you are seeing here, both are same or not?
No, both are different.
Both are different, right? Yeah, both are different. This one is slightly a bit bigger, and you will you can realize it very clearly if you are having even a you can, what can I say, even there is a different example. For example, if I was about to show a single beam, so the scale will be more smaller. So in that case, you will realize. So what happens? when you will be printing, how to print a particular drawing. Basically, you will hit the command Control P. Okay, then you need to set the style, the name, whether you want to print it as a PDF or the printer is directly connected, you can print. So in my case, I'm saving as Microsoft Print to PDF because I'll save it as a PDF. Then you can select the size A3, A4, A5. Okay, let's suppose A4. Then it will show an option of the window. You can select display to print the entire thing that is on your display, or you can select window where you will get the option to select how much portion you want to print. Okay, so
We
in
can
that,
the scale as we want. If I want 1:60, 1:90, I can set that so that my scale will become equal.
yeah, that is fine. But in that case, what happens? With the increase of the scale, your text heights will also increase. Just realize this thing. Your drawing has a separate scale, your text height has a separate scale, and your sheet has a separate scale. These three are completely different from each other. And if you are setting some kind of layout or scale, it will be applied to all of these three things. But I don't want to increase all the three things at a time. Maybe to show a drawing in a bigger sheet, I want to scale the drawing, but not the text height. So if I block everything and then scale it, everything will be scaled. If my font is shown in this height in an A4 sheet, it will be shown in this height in an A3 sheet. But I don't want that. I want to show my font as 2.5 millimeter. That is the concern. But as you have seen in my drawings, how each and every text, okay, if you see to this text box, okay, this particular text is also same. Even if the scale are different, 1:100, 1:10 here, and 1:350 in this case. But in both the cases, the text height is the same. So that is how you will like create a similarity within different sets of drawing. So you need to do this. You need to first understand that what is how much you are scaling your sheet. Basically, we are scaling this particular rectangular box. I have scaled it 110 times. That's why I'll also scale 2.5 into 110. I'll keep that much. That means 275 as my text height. So in this case, as I have scaled this 75 times, so I will simply keep the text height as how much? 75 into 2.5, and that is 187.5. So if I do, like if I change this to 187.5 and again I save both of them as a PDF, you can see and you can notice that both the text heights in these two different drawings will be same. So after printing something, all the text height across all of your drawings will be same. If you are submitting a single sheet, a single A4 sheet or single A1 sheet or a single A3 sheet, there is no worry. You can easily set the text height as per maybe 2.5, maybe 3.5. There is no worry because you will see only one single sheet. So there is no need to worry. But when you are submitting multiple drawings in a bunch, there should be a similarity. There should be the same text height in all the sheets. It shouldn't be like that in the first sheet you are showing the annotations with 25 mm text heights, and in the next sheet you are showing the annotations with 5 mm text heights. That is not, that will look very childish, that will be very unprofessional. So that is the trick. You first need to understand that the rectangle you will be providing. Why am I providing this rectangle? Just to know how much time I have to scale this. And accordingly, I can set the scale. So simply what you will do, you just first draw your drawings. Okay, don't show the dimensions very earlier. Finish your drafting. Meanwhile, if you want to see the dimensions, use the measure tool. There is a measure tool. You can measure everything using this measure tool. Okay. Then after you are completed with your drafting, don't show the dimensions at that time. After you have completed, just first see at the drawings and decide what will be the things I'll be printing. Then you have maybe decided that I'll print this plan within a sheet. Then I'll print show these two beam details within a sheet. Maybe then I'll show the site plan with another sheet. Maybe I'll show this 6 or this 5 beam details within one sheet. So simply copy them, then draw the A4 size sheet, then scale, and remember the scale the how much time you are scaling your that particular small rectangular A4 sheet box. And in the same way, you will just simply multiply 2.5 mm with that, and you will set your text heights. Then you will show. That is the way. And not only this, you will also be surprised to know that this arrow, are you able to see these arrows? The arrows you are seeing, watching these arrows are also same. The how much length you are watching, the size of the arrow in this drawing is same as the size of the arrow in all the drawings, though each and every sheet is in different scale. Obviously, in this drawing you can see this is the complete structure, and you can see the arrow size is same. This is at 200%. Okay, you just notice the arrow size, and within the 200%, I'll show that drawing as well. Yeah. See, the same length. So not only the text, but also the arrow, you need to set in that same proportion. And how can you do that? Simple. You can just go to EndNote and set. You just need to calculate it first. Just decide how much you want to show your arrow. Maybe if you are showing your text height as 2.5 millimeter, maybe you are trying to show your arrows as 3 millimeters or 2 millimeters as per your wish. Okay, it shouldn't be very big than the text height, because it looks very much bogus if your arrow size is too big than your text height. So remember these small things. These are something that will make your drawing more professional. You will see a lot of difference with your friends who are already drafting and showing something. Just ask them to print your plan, and I'll print my plan, and we'll compare both. Draft the same plan. You follow the way I'm teaching you, and show your dimensions, and ask your friend to show him, to tell him to show the dimensions as the way he follows. Then you see both of the drawings side by side. You will see a huge difference. So that is the thing. You can also set this arrow size. You know how to set, show that. Just simply go to the leader and click on modify or create a new one. This is the size, arrowhead symbol size. I have kept this as 200. That means I want to show this as 2 millimeters in the actual, the drawing. The same. If I'm printing, if I want to print this drawing, I want to show the arrow as 2 millimeters, I'll simply show it as 2 millimeter into 110. That means 220 millimeter in the drawing. Okay. How many times you are scaling this particular rectangular box to accommodate this drawing is same as you need to multiply with 2.5 to set your text heights, and you need to multiply that same number, that means 110, with 2 in the case of your arrows. If you want to keep it 2 millimeters, just multiply it with 2 into 110. If you want to keep it 3 millimeters, just simply multiply 3 into 110. But try to keep the arrow size a little bit smaller from the text. It looks good. That's the suggestion. So in this way you can do it, and if you still have doubts, you can now ask me. Okay. Or feet and inches, yeah. Feet and inches is also possible. Just simply 2.5 millimeter is how much inches. You decide it on your own. Because what I have realized or I have seen, like this is a very personal feeling. I feel like 2.5 millimeter is perfect for showing my drawings. Maybe in your case you prefer 3 millimeter text types. That is completely fine. There is no standard thing, but you decide your own and follow that in each and every drawing. So whenever you will be publishing any kind of drawing, it will be same for all of your drawings. Just imagine, maybe after 2 or 3 years from now, you have completed 10 or 20 projects or maybe more than that, and you are keeping one each of the copy of every project, okay, within you in a file. And you are like one day you are watching, all those plans that you have already drawn compared to the projects. So how it will feel like all of your drawings, they are having same text height and same dimension and same everything. It will look like a book, a standard book. In a book, you have all the text size as same. The size of the heading is same and the size of the body text is same. In the same way. Same way, when you submit a bunch of drawings to a clients, he also consider that as a book or as a reference, as a notebook. So whenever you will be watching at those drawings, you will understand that this is some kind of standardization he has followed, he or she has followed. All the dimensions are shown. And the reason behind winning this particular national competition was that they liked my drawing so much. Obviously, there are technical things, the question answer rounds, everything that we answered properly. But among all we actually became second in the competition. The first one was from IIT Kanpur. He was a student. He was a BTech student, BTech final year student. He won the competition. He became first. Even his drawing was not that much good like us. And our drawings were like too much professional in all the senses. And these are the very small things that makes this professional. And why I am so much confident and like teaching you all this, because I have done this and I have submitted these things to the professional, to the person who are already doing this in industry level. INSDAG is a steel consultant of all over, like among all over India, like Jindal, Tata Steel, SAIL, JSW, Jindal, that is whatever steel manufacturer company you see, all those comes under INSDAG. INSDAG is basically from Ministry of Steel. Basically, they provide steel design to these government projects and all those things. So they also organize these kinds of student level competitions, national level, like IIT Bhubaneswar, Kharagpur, NIT Durgapur. Many of the IIT and NIT's people, every one of them participated in that particular competition. We became second from KIT University. Okay, our team was from KIT University, and 3 of my other teammates, they were also from BTech. I was in MTech first year. But the thing I noticed there, that our drawing was best among all of them. Even the panelists, the 7 different panelists, one from IIT Kanpur, one from IIT Kharagpur, then Jadavpur, Sipur, every one of them were professor, then consultant, structural consultant from MN Dastur, Stoop Consultancy. These things you might have heard of these names. All of them were present there. Then the director of Tata Steel, then director of SAIL, all of them were present, and they were the judges, the panelists. And they all, even the person also asked that if I purchase your drawing, how will you charge us? So that was the last question I faced regarding the question answer session. They asked at the end that if I purchase your drawings, how will you charge? And even they asked that whether you have drafted this on your own or you have hired some consultancy firms to draft this. The drawings were so much good that they praised it at that level. And how this came to, like, obviously my teacher, Professor Saha sir, he helped me a lot of this. But the thing how I got this confidence from that I have shown this to some people who are already in industry, and they praised this particular thing. So this is already proven, and this particular small things, this adds very much value to your drawing. Even if your drawing there is some technical mistakes and minor mistakes, because I know there were some mistakes, but when your drawing is already looking good and it is very, in a standardized format, those minor mistakes are, overseen. That is the thing. And you should also, make your drawings in such a way that it is quite, very, you should represent it in proper way. And I'm talking about only the engineering drawing. And talking about architectural representation, there are a lot of things aside this. Not only AutoCAD, in that case, you need to also know Photoshop, Illustrator. So there are a number of things, but your drawing should be well represented. It should be in a standard format. A particular theme should be maintained. For example, in a drawing, you are providing the title box in the right hand corner. In next sheet, you are providing at the top right corner. No, never do that. Follow a standard, make your own standard. You set your own standard, you make your own layout, but follow that throughout the same for all the sheets. So I prefer not to scale your drawings, but according to your drawing, scale the box, this particular rectangular box. So if I was told to print this in an A3 sheet, I would have done the same. I'd simply draw an A3 sheet, then scale it. And as per the scale of that particular sheet, I'll scale this, set the text heights. That is the trick. So I wish like you have got some ideas, and even still there is doubt, you can ask me, or you can again watch this. I'll upload this on YouTube, but I'm keeping on those unlisted. So basically you will be the people with the link you can see only, not others. So don't worry about that. So if you have any kind of doubt, you can ask. And today I'll tell more few things about AutoCAD, and maybe I'll show you the 3D planning that I did. The Photoshop thing, because someone was asking, Apur was asking, I think, to show that. I'll show you that tomorrow. So if you have some kind of doubts, you can ask it. Okay, so I think we don't have any kind of doubts and queries. So let's end this session here. And for just go and try this, open your AutoCAD and set this. And in this time, maybe you are not able to print those drawings, but at least make the PDFs and compare the PDFs. Okay, what you can do, just make PDFs of two different plans. Maybe the plan you are drafting for this internship, and maybe another plan that you have already drafted in past, but use this same concept and see whether you are able to keep the text height same in both the drawings. Take a very different plan. Maybe this plan is 60 feet by 30 feet. Take another plan which is very bigger than that or very smaller than this plan, and see whether you are able to make the text height same in both the PDFs, because I am talking about the final output, the PDFs. Or if you are able to print it, that is also fine. That will be better as actually. So try to do this, and if you are having some kind of problem or doubt, just ask me tomorrow. Then from the day after tomorrow, we'll move back to 3D modeling. Okay. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.